Hello again. A severe 48 hours of weather to get through. 2 named storms, 2 amber warnings, and on Friday, the risk of disruptive snow in places. 2 named storms, starting with Dudley. That's already moving into northwestern parts of the UK to bring disruptive winds, especially to central southern Scotland, Northern Ireland and northern England through the rest of Wednesday. That then moves through, and for Thursday, a brief respite before the next storm very rapidly deepens as it gets spun up by a powerful jet stream. Storm Eunice comes out of nowhere.
Red weather warnings are rare. We only issue them when we think there's a threat to life from the severe weather that's on the way. And this is all tied in with Storm Eunice arriving on Friday.
It starts to fade away. All eyes are drawn to a developing area of low pressure that's moving in from the northwest. Now, this low pressure has been named another storm, Storm Franklin. It's on the southern flank of that low once again, where we're likely to see the strongest of the winds and the potential for some damage.
Good morning, and welcome back to another Angler's Diary. Thank you for joining me. We're going fishing at last, pike fishing. After 3 weeks of storms, flooded rivers, even my fallback venue, the carp pond, which you may have seen in the previous video, that was struggling with high waters and a lot of flooded pegs. So it's thick end of 3 weeks since I was able to go fishing. But as I say, today's the day, and it's quite an unusual day, really. Those of you that watch my videos will know that my principal passion for fishing is fishing for the pike, and because of that I'm a member of the Pike Anglers Club of Great Britain, and also the local region of the PAC, which is South East Northumberland Pike Anglers Club. About 3 months ago, the PAC were approached by one of the national water companies and asked if they'd be able to put a few anglers together to fish a pike trial on one of their reservoirs. You can imagine what the answer was. Well, of course, this particular reservoir, it's big water, has been a well-stocked trout fishery for most of its life, and hasn't been fished for pike before, with one exception, and that exception was a long time ago, back in 1995, when in fact the PAC fished a pike trial, and on that occasion nothing was caught at all. No pike, no sign of pike, nothing. So 27 years later, there's a lot can happen in 27 years. We're going to give it another go. Clearly the water company are keen to know whether they've got pike, probably for commercial reasons, but we're keen to know as well, because this particular reservoir isn't a huge distance from home, and if we've got a trout fishery with pike in it, it's good that we know about it. I'll see you when we get ourselves sorted out. We've got a briefing meeting to go to first, and then off to the back. I put the 3 weeks of isolation to good use. I tried to do as much research as I possibly could into the water. I have to say I wasn't hugely successful. Being a man-made reservoir, there's no sort of bathymetric maps and things you can look at, so it's a case of Google Maps, Street View. And in fact, I actually went on social media and asked for advice from some of the trout anglers that fish it regularly, and none of them had seen or heard of a pike either, so I don't know. But we won't find out unless we try. I'll see you when we're on the back. Well, now we just we just wait and see. We didn't get a very early start, to be honest. By the time we'd hung around in the car park and had our safety briefing, health and safety, don't you just love it? It's now 10 o'clock and I'm really only just properly fishing now. Not a bad day though. There's about 50, I didn't count them all, but there's about 15 or 20 anglers out today. There's 3 or 4 boats out as well, so they'll no doubt be exploring the place, although I haven't seen one yet. I'm fishing in what is the mouth of a stream, feeder stream. Seemed an obvious decision really. I was a bit concerned about it being snaggy, but I've dragged the lead around and seems quite clean. You'll have seen me loading up the spom, put a couple of those on the 2 rods nearest to the bank, just to see if we can get some scent in the water. And I've got one popped up as far as I can chuck it. It's always a good tactic, that. So as I said, now we just have to sit and wait. It could be a very long day. On the other hand, we might get a very pleasant surprise. Needless to say, if that happens, I'll be back to share it with you. Well, that's 4 hours. No signs of life. And frustratingly, I'm not able to check in with all the other guys who are fishing because of a total lack of phone signal. No signal whatsoever. I've tried wandering up and down the bank just to see if I can get a signal, but afraid not. So perhaps not looking so good. I mean, normally if I was fishing a water which I knew had pike in it, it wouldn't be unusual to go 4 hours without a fish, and the sense of anticipation would still be pretty strong. But here I don't even know whether there's pike here, and consequently after 4 hours there's a whole new level of psychological fragility, I think it's the best way to describe it. And I've got to make a decision fairly shortly about what to do tomorrow. This pike trial is in fact over 2 days. So the plan was to stay overnight in the van and fish tomorrow. But when I meet up with the guys, if nobody's had anything at all, then I think the inclination might be to give tomorrow a miss. We'll just have to play it by ear. Still, a couple more hours yet, just to see if we can find the elusive pike. Have to say, not confident. Well, I'm afraid that's it. That was day one. And unfortunately, no fish. So we're going to go and meet up with the rest of the guys and find out whether anything was caught, and then it's a quick recce. We've decided to give it another go tomorrow, and so a quick recce tonight to have a look at a new spot, and then some supper, I suggest. I'll see you then. Well, that was day one. 5 boats, 2 anglers each, and 8 anglers on the bank, and not a thing. and one of the boats had some fairly sophisticated sonar devices on it, and they never spotted anything of note at all. A few smaller fish, obviously trout, but nothing of interest. So you would have to perhaps say there aren't any pike in there. Perhaps just a bit early to say that yet, though. There's another day to go, and there'll be a similar sort of number of anglers out again tomorrow. So let's see what tomorrow brings. In the meantime, finish my tea, time for bed. See you in the morning. Good night. Well, day 2, and a new spot. On the fishing map that we've been given by the water company, the one that normally goes to the trout anglers, this is optimistically called Stocky Bay. That was a fairly easy decision to make to come here, I have to say. I've been casting out the sonar thingy, and I've got depths of 34 feet at casting distance, and it's still 8 feet deep, just 2 rod lengths out, so there's plenty of water. However, I had a cast with it where my pal's fishing just around the corner here, and it's absolutely stuffed with fish. Fish, great huge shoals of them, so hence the name, I guess. I don't know whether we're going to have another day like yesterday. I think the chances are we probably will. However, if anything happens, doesn't need to be interesting, doesn't need to be exciting, anything happens, I'll be back. Well, that's it. Nothing at all happened. And as for the rest of the lads that are out, at least those with a phone signal, well, they've had nothing either. So I think it's fair to say the water company won't be selling pike fishing permits anytime soon. At least we had some nice weather, which makes a pleasant change. Next, well, it'll be another pike fishing trip, hopefully featuring a pike this time. If you've stuck with this one, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Till the next time, bye for now.